Okay guys, so today's video is going to be something a little bit different. So we're going to be working on some awesome Trench Crusade miniatures, specifically that awesome walking shrine miniature. Now, why do I have two of these walking shrines in front of me? Well, that's where the story gets a little bit interesting. Okay, previously I was going to do a series of videos where I 3D print absolutely every single sculpt that was officially brought out by the Trench Crusade guys for the launch of the game. So every single miniature, and I had started that process and started printing things out in batch. And then I realized that the printer that I was using wasn't giving me the kind of quality that I wanted. This video series was based around that 3D printer. It was supposed to showcase and show that off. And I genuinely just wasn't really that happy with the results. So I told the company this exact thing. I'm not really happy with this results. Don't particularly want to share it. Don't particularly want to promote it or push it forward. So that's the end of that. We put that on a shelf. Cut to a couple of weeks ago when Hey Gears reached out to me and asked me if I would like to promote one of their printers again. Now, Hey Gears has the exact opposite experience for me. Hey Gears is the pinnacle of resin 3D printing for me. It is my go-to printers. They've sent me two printers so far. They are always set up whenever I need anything personally printed for myself. That is the only machine I load it onto and hit print, and I get stellar results. So they asked me, did I want to promote their promotion that they have going on at the moment? I was like, absolutely. And then I was wondering, what will I print off? And then it clicked with me that I didn't really get to enjoy all the Trench Crusade stuff because of the bad taste in my mouth left over from the other kind of thing that I did. So what I did was I loaded up those same files onto the Hey Gears printer, got a beautiful new shrine ready to rock and roll, and that's what I'm going to be painting in today's video. So I'm very quickly just going to talk about the promotion that Hey Gears currently has. And it's the information on my phone just so I don't make a mess of anything. And I'm just going to go through it really quickly. So they have a new promotional price for their RS printer, which is $699, which I know seems expensive. So you can get cheaper printers, but remember, you do get what you paid for. This printer usually is well over €1,000, so you are saving yourself quite a lot of money. Plus, the first 5 people who purchase it using my affiliate code down below will get a free bottle of water wash resin, which is a nice little extra that they have thrown in. And I'm not trying to butter you guys up at all. I genuinely are my go-to printers and ones that I put my stamp of approval on. Any of my friends, if they want to buy a printer and they say, which one should I get? It's the only one I recommend. So if you are on the cusp of getting into 3D printing, you want to check it all out for yourself, I will leave links to all that stuff down below. This promotion does run from the 10th to the 30th of September. Like I said, if you do decide to buy one, use my link below and I will get a little bit of a kickback as well. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my little rant at the beginning. Let's dive in and get one of these awesome beasts painted up. Okay, before I dive in and show you how I painted the shrine anchorite, I'm going to show you very quickly how I got it on the table. So this is the system with the awesome Hey Gears printers for getting it done. So as you can see, I very quickly choose what settings I want. I get the build plate. I very quickly load all of the parts that make up the shrine onto the printer. They all pop up beautifully. The only kind of alternate or choices in the kit for the shrine is which one of the wheels do you want for his left arm. You can have an option with a body draped across it, or you can have the option which doesn't have the body. So when all the parts are lined up and I made sure everything was there, I decided on the wheel, got rid of the one with no body. I decided to have the gnarly body draped across it. And then once all of the parts were then chosen and I was ready to go, like on other printers and on other systems, you would then go in individually, select each part, orientate it yourself, and then you would like add some supports and then you would slice it. With this one, you just hit one button and it does everything for you. Literally like takes out all of the kind of, knowledge you need to 3D print. You throw the parts on the thing, you click this button, it orientates everything for you. It adds the correct supports for everything for you. Then it places all of them on the build plate in the most efficient way possible. No overhang, no other bits and pieces like that. And then it slices them and sends it to the printer. So all you have to do is walk over to the printer and go. When the parts are printed, this is what you are going to get. These are all of the parts for the anchorite shrine. And as you can see, it all printed perfectly. No failed supports, no failed parts. Everything is exactly where it was meant to be and exactly how it was meant to be. When it comes to removing the supports, they just pop off. They take most of them with it. A few bits left over, you can wipe off with your thumb. I use the tweezers to get rid of any of the excess ones. There's no bumps left behind. There's no supports left behind anywhere. It's just done. And like I said, other 3D printers you can absolutely make work. The one on the right is a successfully printed miniature, but maybe I'm getting a little bit more snobby in my older age when it comes to 3D printing. that when I get a print like this, which you think looks fine, until you start like examining it through the light, and then all of a sudden all the print lines will start to show up. You can see on the shoulder pad now all those lines. And because I use lots of like watery paints, contrasts, shades, because I do a lot of dry brushing and stuff like that, that defect in the miniature is going to make a huge difference. It's just going to pop up again and again whilst I'm going through the painting process. I cannot have that. And I know people are going to jump on and be like, oh, you can change the layer heights and you can do all sorts of other stuff. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in getting a machine that I can put parts on and hit print. These are generic settings for both machines. And they're both meant to be exactly the same thing. They're both, 16K printers or whatever. So why is one so much better than the other? I don't know. As you can see, the other print does not have any of those lines. Everything is so sharp. Every design, every cross, every angle, the steeple, all the spikes, the body draped over the wheel. You can see all the little toes and everything. It's perfect. So I, for one, will definitely be following through with this one. Like I said, I'm sorry for the long spiel about the Hey Gears printers. They do generally mean a lot to me. They're my go-to printers. And because there is this promotion going on right now where you can save yourself a couple $100 and get one, I think it's definitely something that a bunch of people might be interested in. So like I said, all those links are shared down below. I'm also going to be continuing on this series of painting Trench Crusade miniatures over the next couple of months. I have 6 videos lined up with Green Stuff Worlds to play around with their paints. So I'm going to do it in today's video. I'm going to play around with their paints. It's not specifically about their paints. I'm basically just seeing whether I'm enjoying using them and stuff before I dive into that series. And I was very happy with the results I got with this model. So you will see at the bare minimum 6 more videos over the next couple of months on Trench Crusade miniatures. So if Trench Crusade is up your alley, it's the game system that excites you, and you want to see a bunch of videos on them, then please do wait around for all of those videos. Funnily enough, there's about 6 normal gangs and there's 6 videos, so we'll see what we can do with that. We might get something done from every single gang, which would be really cool to see. Maybe we'll do the big model from every gang, who knows. As you can see, I went up through a bunch of their metallics doing dry brush stages. I did end up doing 3 stages of metallic dry brushing. And the look I was trying to go for, I posted this on Instagram while I was doing it for like help and support and stuff, was I was trying to get that look of old, like relic golds, but like you would see in a museum. So the idea is that it is tarnished, it is very old, it is ancient, but it's also been polished and maintained and loved, which I think the Anchorite Shrine, I think, suits that mentality where it is used, it is, built. It could be 100 years old. It could be, I don't know, 200 years old. You don't know. This thing has marched into war alongside plenty of pilgrim war bands, and it is lovingly maintained. It is the centerpiece of their crusade, their little war band, and they will lovingly clean and repair it and make sure it's ready for war. So that's the look that I went for. Hopefully you guys think I pulled it off with the paint. After that, we grabbed some oxidization-y paint and we painted it into all the recesses and cracks and lines and anything like that, because even though the guys polish it, it's still going to be, marching through trench warfare. There's going to be rain and there's going to be sleet and there's going to be snow and everything like that. So the elements will not be kind of avoided entirely when it comes to corroding this thing. We built up some brown paints for the wood wheel that is being used as like a shield, but it also has a fresh corpse like staple to it almost. And once again, I was still learning how these paints work, so I ended up, trying to do like a triad and base coat, mid-tone, and highlight. I kind of got the colors a little bit wrong. I wasn't massively happy with the final result of the color, so I decided to lean into the inks. Now I have this almost like reservation for using inks, because I just assumed that all inks are like almost high gloss. All the inks I've used in the past are kind of high. All the old Games Workshop inks were super shiny and high gloss. I never really understood the fascination with people back in the day using those inks a lot, because I just thought they made everything look like a shiny sweet. So when I threw the ink from Green Stuff World over the wheel, which is this one here, I was nervous that I was going to turn everything shiny, but it didn't. It settled into the recesses. It aged up the bronze a little bit. It gave me all that nice recess work, and it looked really good. So I was super pleased with the final result of this, and you will see in a moment that it didn't dry shiny at all. If anyone has an explanation for that, why I feel like that. Are inks not all glossy? Am I just wrong with that one? I don't know. Obviously, Trench Crusade is quite a big deal when it comes to the miniature community right now. It is definitely like the centerpiece game. It did so well on Kickstarter. It's got like so much community support. There's other kind of creators and there's other companies making warbands for it. And the main company that produce it are totally happy with that. They love the idea of it being a community driven game system. So I just can't wait to see what else comes out for it and what other people are doing. Other warbands may become completely legal in the game. So I don't think we're going to have any shortage of content or kind of material for Trench Crusade for a very long time. Here's another set of paints from the Green Stuff world that I was actually surprised by, and I really liked the results that I got, and that was the skin tone. So I once again started with like that dwarven style skin tone, that really pinky one. Then I threw the skin tone kind of inky shade over the top of that. And then I went back to the same color I used for the base coat for the first highlight. I just basically highlighted up all the musculature and stuff like that again. And basically tried to add in all that definition again. You can see obviously how dark the skin went when I did that shade, but in the recesses that color is perfect. And after I've gone back using the base coat as a mid-tone, all I did was go back in with the very kind of brightest skin tone paint and hit those sharp, brighter areas. And I really like the result. I'm very tempted to go away now and like practice on some Space Marine faces and stuff and see what this kind of like pinky pallid skin tone will look on those. I think it's going to look really good. And I'm very excited to try it. Obviously on a model like this, there's not like a whole lot of like key features because I wanted to add a lot of color into this, to be honest with you. I wanted it to be more colorful, but I wanted to follow the artwork and I wanted to follow the story. And this guy's meant to represent basically like an enlarged version of a knight. So he's meant to be in silver armor matching the kind of pilgrims marching alongside him. So with the silver being the kind of predominant color, or the bronze being like the predominant color, I had to sneakily add in colors in other places. That's where the idea of the oxidization came from. I will do some fun stuff with like the little painting hanging off his belt in a moment. But also I wanted the cadaver guy, he's not dead, so the body, you know, strapped to the wheel. I wanted to put in a little bit of extra effort on him for it to be that kind of spot of color, that bit of extra, like, I don't know, something that's going to grab your attention and look awesome, be a little bit special. So hopefully you guys liked the final result I got with him as well. I was quite pleased with it, and like I said, I think the reason I'm pleased with it is the kind of gnarly way that skin turned out. I think it looked really cool. Like I said, you can see how that shade dried on the wheel. I was really happy with that as well. And once again, I'm going with that 3 stages of painting with, if I'm going for like flat colors, so I'm putting on a base coat, not a shade, not a contrast, not anything like that, then I will go through the 3 kind of color process to highlight that up. This monster is really starting to come together now. So the next thing we do have is there's a picture frame, and the picture frame is a little bit funny because I wasn't expecting there to be a picture frame. I have a selection of random colors here: brown, orange, a different brown, some ochre yellow, zombie flesh, and a blue. Why do I have these colors? Because I'm going to try and do something a little bit funny and a little bit interesting. I am not a good painter at all. Like, I really am. The channel name genuinely is because I am mediocre. I know how to like use tools and techniques to get decent results, but like if you gave me a piece of paper and a pencil, I couldn't draw you a straight line. So the fact that I even decided to try and do this on this picture frame, I thought was really funny. I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna say what I'm trying to attempt, but in the comments below, if you can figure out what the hell I tried to squiggle in on the little painting on the base, I think that'd be really funny. And if somebody gets it, if anybody gets it, I will consider it to be a massive win for my painting prowess. So let's just go with that. See if people can get it. I'd also like people's opinions on the rest of the Trench Crusade campaign. Like I said, if we have 6 more videos planned, is the large miniatures from each of the gangs the thing people want to see, like this guy here? Or do you think people will find it more useful to do like the generic infantry or a leader from each of the warbands, or, you know, that kind of thing? I would really like to know what people like would want to see, or anything that people are struggling with doing with their Trench Crusade stuff. I can make that a priority. I can make that work for sure. As you can see, I'm still soldering through with my little painting. Adding some gold trim to the frame now.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here.
I also wasn't sure whether I wanted to make the kind of eye slits at the top like glow or something, but I don't think that is in the lore or the aesthetic or anything like that either. It's literally piloted by another dude. There's a guy inside, another knight or another, pilgrim inside manning this thing. I thought it was pretty cool. In all the artwork, the official artwork anyway that I've seen of this thing, it has also always been drenched in blood. This thing has obviously bludgeoned its way through some chaotic factions or some kind of hell spawn creatures. I didn't want to go crazy overboard with this. I know I could have like lathered on blood anywhere. So I just got an old battered dry brush, a really small one, or base brush, I don't know what it is, and dipped it into the blood effect. And I just stippled it on kind of key locations around. I made sure to get the kind of beaten and bruised body that's hanging off the wheel. And then a select portion of like armor panels and stuff like that. After this, we added our pigment to the base once again to try and help make this guy match in with like trenchy bases. It's going to be all mud and it's going to be like lots of red, richy iron colors and browns and burnt woods and blacks and stuff like that. So whenever I need those kind of colors, I tend to reach for my pigment powders and feed those in. Whilst I had them out, I also kind of filled in like bits of armor, like where pistons are, where like knee joints or ankle joints or anything like that, where I think pigment would settle. Put a bit in there as well. After that was done, we just gave the whole model a quick spray of a matte satin varnish, matte varnish, the Games Workshop Minotaur varnish, and that will help all the pigment adhere, protect all of the model from being kind of touched whilst gaming. And with that, we do have our finished, beautiful shrine, anchorite shrine, ready to be deployed in some trench games and be used. I'm really pleased with the final result. I had a lot of fun using the Green Stuff Wool paints. They were pretty useful, pretty good to learn with, and like I said, really happy with the print results I got from Hey Gears. Please do check them out and their promotion in the link below. You will not regret it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around at the end. I'll see you in the next one.